Hello. Some bosses are literally shitty as fuck. I haven't sat down and talked for a video for like maybe 4 or 5 videos. Maybe. As some of you may know from my last video, I got injured. So now I'm sitting down to do this how I actually fall asleep video. This idea came from another video that I made that I didn't post. It was basically me following someone else's night routine or like habits to be able to fall asleep faster. I followed that person's advice and it didn't work for me. I don't want to talk about that specific YouTuber, but it was nothing bad necessarily. It was just very strict. It didn't work for me personally, so I just wanted to make this video to show a more easier approach to sleep. Because I think everyone needs to have good night's sleep, deserves to have great sleep. I don't know what I'm talking about, do I? So yeah. This is my realistic nighttime routine and just habits in general that I have used for the past month. And I have slept an average of, I think it's 8 hours and 30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. I aim for 9 hours, so I am around the 8-hour mark. Because if I aim for 8 hours of sleep, I'm gonna get 7 hours of sleep. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am like that. So for me, sleep starts in the day. For me, that means that I have to wake up early in order to be able to fall asleep early, to get 9 hours of sleep. To start that cycle of good sleep, I forced myself on a random day to just wake up a little bit earlier. So if I was waking up at 11 a.m. or 12 and then falling asleep at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., one of those days that I went to sleep at like 2 a.m., I forced myself to wake up at 8, or I think it was 9. Maybe it wasn't that drastic. It was just a little bit, And so I started waking up a little bit earlier every day, and now I am at 7 a.m. I am on vacation, so when I go back to uni, I'll probably have to wake up even earlier. I want to make it something sustainable, something that I like, not that it's like a chore. Another thing that I noticed worked for me to get a good night's sleep was working out in the morning, because if I work out at night, I have too much energy and then I can't wind down to go to sleep. So I try to work out in the mornings. Right now, because I'm injured, I'm not working out. I'm just doing some like stretches and like very easy strengthening exercises. Another thing is that I try to incorporate movement throughout my day. So for example, if I'm working, I try to take hourly breaks, like 5 minutes, 10-minute breaks to just stand up and walk around. I was doing an internship at a place in which I was sitting down for like 6 hours straight. And thankfully, my bosses were very chill. They were very nice people. And so I would take just an hourly 5-minute breaks to just stretch my legs and just move a little. I know it's not possible for everyone. Some bosses are literally shitty as fuck, and other people at university maybe are in like lectures and you can't really just stand up in the middle of a lecture and just walk around. So if you can, incorporate a little bit of movement throughout your day. I also like to do weekly activities to spend my energy. So for example, I like to play tennis with my friends on Sunday. Again, I can't right now because I have an injury. Or just any sport. Maybe going on a run club twice a week. My mom likes to go on walks with her friends. She's catching up, talking, and then also spending her energy. So it is about like mixing your social life with activities that aren't sedentary. And there's nothing wrong with sedentary activities. They're great. I'm not saying that you should stop your hobby if it's sedentary or only having hobbies that are high intensity or anything like that, but it's about implementing activities that do involve movement, not replacing the ones that you already have. So for example, if you like painting, you could go to a new park you've never gone to and just paint there or paint the park. Or if you like reading, maybe instead of reading at your house, you can walk to a library. Maybe you already go to a library that's further away. And so that's what I do throughout my days. At night, I give myself some time to wind down, because if I plan to go to bed at 10, I will probably end up laying in bed at 11. So I try to go to bed at around 9 p.m., which sometimes means that I am washing my face and just doing my skincare at 9 p.m. and other times it does mean that I am laying in bed at 9 p.m. Depends on the day. I do like to use my phone and my iPad when I'm in bed. I know it's probably not good, but that's what I like to do, and I like watching some YouTube videos before I go to bed. So what I do is I turn the color filters to red on my phone or my iPad. So that's going to your settings, accessibility, I think it's like display and text, and then turning color filters on. Maybe it's placebo, but it works for me. Like, it doesn't strain my eyes and it doesn't wake me up. It gets me ready for bed. And I do give myself a limit of 2 YouTube videos, and that's it. And I try to charge my phone a little far away from my bed, so then the next morning when my alarm goes off, I have to stand up to turn it off. And I do read when I'm in bed, but sometimes I don't feel like reading, or sometimes I'm like falling asleep and I close my book and then I'm like awake again and I'm like, I want to watch a YouTube video, I want to listen to a podcast. So I do. That's what's sustainable for me, and I have been sleeping a lot more than before when I was just being very strict about what I could and couldn't do. Maybe because it was giving me a bit of stress that I had to have a specific night routine, because I was recording it for a video and it didn't work. So yeah, I put my phone a little bit farther away to make sure that I do wake up in the morning. Though it's really not that necessary, because I have a cat and he bites my legs and sometimes he jumps on me when he's awake at 6 or 7 a.m. and he wants to eat. So maybe get a cat. That's a great alarm clock too. Those were my tips, my habits, my routine. Of course, you know, if you have like a weekend in which you have night plans, like going to parties or something like that, it's gonna be a little bit harder for you to wake up early the next day and keep the routine. But I think that as long as you try most of the days, it's good enough, you know? If one day of the week you don't get those 8-9 hours, it's probably okay. You know, live your life. I haven't been partying, so I have been sleeping a lot every single night, and it has been great. Like, I actually enjoy sleeping more rather than partying more. So to each their own. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something from it. Maybe, possibly, hopefully. Bye.